Christo van Rheede, Agri SA. Welcome to the Bon Africa series of the Northwest University Business School. We've spoken this morning about infrastructure, about logistics, but it's not only within South Africa from, say, the farm gate to the ports. It's also infrastructure and logistics into Africa. What is South Africa's involvement? To what extent is our agriculture integrated into, say, Southern Africa at least?
Agri SA and a number of other organizations such as AFASA, we are all members of SACAL, the Southern African Confederation of Agricultural Unions. And it's on that level where we engage with our African counterparts in terms of the African Free Trade Agreement, on issues on what's happening at our borders, but most importantly infrastructure. Africa has so much potential and the focus is often on agriculture, and our point of view is let us fix the roads, let us fix the harbours throughout Africa, and you'll see that production will occur naturally. People will bring investment because it's then easier to take produce from a farm or from a rural area to a harbour from where it can be exported.
But one can easily get the impression that we export to Southern Africa, but is it a mutual trade relationship?
No. South Africa at this point in time are a very big exporter to Mozambique, to Zimbabwe, and that's why we had a bit of retaliation from Botswana as well as Namibia. They've closed their borders now for the export of tomatoes, for example, and we deal with that at a SADC level. The problem with SADC and even other institutions is that everything looks very good on paper, but it's in practice where the problem is. We've got tribunals to deal with these issues, but those things are not working.
But borders is a big problem for
Absolutely.
trade anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Why would here in Southern Africa some countries close their borders to us and to each other?
I think it's to protect their own industries, to give their industries a boost. I know Botswana has made major investments into vegetable production, for example. They have invited their commercial farmers to partner with black farmers, and obviously at this point in time they see South African imports as a big threat to their own production. But I think it's wrong. But that's something that our government and their government needs to sort out.
Well, from a South African perspective, it could be wrong, but say from a Namibian or a Zimbabwean or a Botswana perspective, that is one way of developing and growing their own agricultural capacities, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed, but they need to, and I think it maybe is a bit harsh from our side. Remember now, we haven't locked in any things from our side that we export to them, and we at the same time we haven't prohibited any exports from their side. So why should they be selective in terms of exports, for example? That for us is a bit of a problem.
Tell me, foot and mouth disease is quite often people say, or living especially close to Botswana and other bordering countries, that it comes across from those countries. Is that true, or is something like that diseases, is it something that we have a problem with in South Africa as well?
Yeah, we've got the red zone. The red zone is not in Botswana or in Namibia. The red zone is in South Africa. Yeah. It's in the Limpopo area. So what has happened was that some farmer apparently brought livestock from Limpopo into Northwest, and then it went on to an auction, and from there the disease spread to even areas such as the Free State. Now that for us is highly disturbing, because you expect government to make sure, or the police to make sure, that we do not have those provincial border transfer of animals, and especially from red zone areas such as Limpopo.
So it's not a transnational problem.
No. It's not a South African problem. It's a South African problem. We have engaged with, for example, government, the red meat producers under the leadership of Gerrit Schutte. They involved in processes. We have put stringent measures in place to ensure that the spread of the disease is limited. But we really need a commitment from every person in the industry who is involved with livestock, because this can decimate our entire livestock herd.
Tell me, we've spoken about Zimbabwe and Botswana and a little bit about Namibia. What about Zambia, the Congo, a little bit further north?
I think things are happening in Zambia. Many of our commercial farmers, they have very big capital outlay currently. I know some of the farmers have invested millions into the production of avocado pears. and they are really going from strength to strength. So that's a welcome development in Zambia, because Zambia creates a very conducive environment for commercial investment. Congo is a massive challenge, obviously, lack of infrastructure, also political uncertainty. But Africa is really growing from strength to strength in terms of welcoming commercial agriculture, and that's a significant development. If you go to Kenya, for example, same thing happening there, and they all knock on our doors. They want South African farmers due to their resilience. They want them in the rest of Africa.
I'm quite surprised to see how many farmers from other parts of Africa are wandering around here at Nampo. But Christo, thank you again very, very much. Much appreciated.
Pleasure. Thanks.